All right, so today I'm going to touch on the carry class. What's the carry class? Remember, Vengeance is coming. Strikes less than an hour. We're sharpening the blades. Today we're sharpening goals. Let's get started. I didn't mention yesterday that this is an MMO, MOBA, whatever gaming format you want to call it. We did assists yesterday. That's your support. Today, why not do the carries, the goals? So what makes the goals great? Not only great by themselves, but with help like odds and the model environment and player profile, we can take advantage of the books, with taking advantage, they price them based off the variance that is, right? So let's get started. So in order to start, we need to look at the odds. So I put an odds table up here. You'll see right here, just click it. Look at that. Now you can see the odds. Now you can see when you see DPS move, okay, this is making advantage. So what I mean by the DPS moves? Just like assists, right? If you come to the player card, okay. So I already know my favorite player. He has Tears Wrath Unleashed, right? Why it fires. Come to the bottom. Look at that, man. 72% for goals at n equals 25 is just insane. At that odds at plus 148, I will take that all day. You're kind of like, okay, I see the numbers. Really, you don't need to know why, but if you're doing research, this is what this video is for, is to help you why is this popping? Like, why is this happening? So just like assists, there's a table, right? I like to sort it by confidence and always make sure this matrix goal is green. Remember that. So after the signals, you're like, okay, green, green. Let me look at this player profile. Let's see what's going on. So after the signal, the most important column is there, right? You can see Cole Caulfield. That's my favorite play tonight. Opponent shots on goal after 29 is actually really good. So 28.5 is up to you. If you want to round up, do it. I think 28 you're okay, right? But 29 is absolutely elite. What this means is, think about it. How many shots on goal? This is the key. There's shot attempts and there's shots on goal. What are the stacks? What do we can bet on? We can only bet on shot on goals, right? That's what matters. What's the shot on goal? So keep that in mind. So this is the shot on goal of the last 10 games. So Cole Caulfield's going against Anaheim tonight, right? So it's saying they're giving up 31.5 shots a game on goal. That means that's 31.5 shots on goal opportunities. Okay, that gives us a big jump baseline from 11 to 12%. Actually, it's pretty awesome. So, what is the next one? But that doesn't get us where we want to get to. So, we need to figure out, can this guy finish when he gets a shot opportunity? I'm going to stick with Cole because 97% of individual expected goals percent compared to other players in the league. So, out of the league, when this person shoots or there's a goal scored, you know, can he finish when he shoots and he has an opportunity, right? He's expected to be a goal. And compared to others in the league, he's in, 97.8%, 98% really, that's elite, 95 is good, and 93.5 is playable. So he's already checked two boxes. We're good to go. Plus 148, we're in the clear. Now let's see if there's any combos. How did we get to the tiers wrap? We're building profiles here. Keep that in mind. So let's review what we went through. We got Cole Caulfield going against a team giving up shots, and it shows that he can finish those shots when given the opportunity when he's expected to. Okay, that's awesome. But what can enhance that? The environment. So he puts a debuff on the defense, right? Or you could say he adds himself a buff. I think the finisher's the buff. Defense being weak is the debuff. He puts the armor down, shreds the armor, right? So 2.55, like I said, in assists is elite. And he's at 2.56. So now he's going against a ass defense, expected goals per 60 at even strength. That is major. The key there, E5, E5, expected goals allowed per 60, right? That's all we need to capture. That's what's important to us. So he's already smacking. He already has three combos. So let's review the profile. Remember, we're building profiles here. He's going against a bad defense now, we know. That gives up shots, and he can finish those shots when given opportunity. But are those shots converting? How do we track whether recently have they been converting or not? Well, that's what this stat does. Team goals forced, average last five. I started testing this, and this is what knocked it into the critical strike combos. 70s and 80% is 3.8, 3.9 goals forced. That means that team is hot right now. That means they're converting. So Montreal is converting 4.4 goals last five average. So he is an elite finisher on a team that's hot, that's giving up expected goals allowed and shots at plus 148. And our move says 72% with an N equals 41 at 58%. You play that all day. So that's how you build an elite profile. There's other metrics that do matter. But keep in mind, it's going to matter right after say those most important metrics. But what builds this confidence? That's the one thing about goals. It is confidence gated, so confidence does matter because why? It's kind of captured with drought. Drought matters. Drought for 2 goal games, that's going to give guys confident boosts, right? Shot intent is the guy shooting. Yes, 95% shooting. Um, let's see who's doing the best here. I believe it's Cole, right? He's shooting 98. He's expected when he gets the puck, he's expected to shoot. Last 10 games, he's averaging 4.5 shots, so he's going to shoot. He has a drought. That's why I'm really on Cole. But look at the other guys; they're just as good. 94. Let's see who that is. That's Cutter, 132. Dylan Larkin, 93 plus 165. Do you see these odds though? This gives us room for error too. You got to think about it mathematically. We got the model, but we got to X. How do we got to, optimize the usage of the model while betting the strategic part of it? And I think by taking the odds with these higher confident goals and higher 58%, 72% opportunities, I think in the long run, the goals will add up. Like I say, they are mostly played solo, but something like Cole Caulfield, I'll probably have in a 3-leg parlay. I'm not gonna do it in like no crazy 4-leg, but I think plus 148 is a great play, and it might be higher shopping around. And you don't even got to do that. Like I say, right now I have it filtered. It's 88 confidence. I just want to show you, just like on the side, each market has its own filter. So now I can go down to 80, and we'll get some of the worst players on there jocking. But another player I like tonight is Seth Jarvis. He has a 87 in move at 50.6% plus 185. On here, we got to shop around. Okay, 33%, 50%, we get 70% value on Seth Jarvis. Why do I like Seth Jarvis tonight? I'll show you some more things you can use a filter for. So you don't even have to do, you can do matchup with time, right? If you just want to do matchup, we can just do like Carolina, EDM, Edmonton. But let's look at their profile, right? So green, green, we're good to go. So we got these guys. Okay. 94 IXG is definitely fine, right? We said 93.5. But okay, Seth Jarvis 95, he's in the good range. Javin Goff's he's in the good range. Okay, the defense is weak. Now, I didn't show defense the last time because defense doesn't really matter until you start getting into the 70s, in my opinion. And once it's 70, then it really does make a major hit. So they have a great opportunity going against a bad defense. And they're at the great. They're not at the elite, which is 2.55, but 2.52 is still a great matchup. They're on a hot team. 3.8 last 5. The only difference between someone like Cole Caulfield and Seth Jarvis, Shavinkov, and Aho, Cole Caulfield has a 4.5 shots on goal last 10, right? His shot intent percentage is 98.6%. You see the difference? You see why these aren't considerable smash plays, but these are great odd plays based off the matchup. Seth Jarvis also has a 3-game drought. So you're like, okay, these odds are really worth playing right now. I don't know why AO's not on here. I'll have to figure that out, but I'm sure his is plus odds too. But it's actually these ones are better. So keep that in mind. Plus odds does matter. Per usual, tier tags do matter if you need tiers. Um, you don't have to build a complete profile. If you're somebody looking for a goal and you somebody you like and somebody else you see in your research and you just like, I want a pure finisher. So you look at a pure finisher. Uh, you look at Hyman and you look at McDavid. That's good enough for you. So let's get out of it though, and let's I'll put the other filter on so we have some more elite players. Leave it at 83. But like let's say you come over here, you get to the filter. Now you got a lot of 99 guys, a lot of good guys. So you're like McDavid plus 125. Honestly, that's not bad. It's not a great matchup, but I think they're like the Bengals of the football world, where they're going to have to score, like you said, 5 goals a game, and McDavid's going to be involved one way or another. Draisaitl was hot last time, so you're going to play the offense plus 125 from McDavid. Jesus, that's a pretty good one. Caprice, not as much. Larkin, Hyman plus 165. So you can search how you want to search. You want to search for people on a hot team like Wyatt Johnson, Jason Robertson. You haven't really seen them too much because it looks like they're playing a pretty good defense. But look at their goals, 4.8. So it's like, okay, Wyatt Johnson, 155. There's other stuff you can look at. You can, if you want to do drought, who's on a drought. Let's do drought goals. Sorry. Um, DeBrusque probably not playing. Seth Jarvis has a high one. Eichel has a high one. Larkin has a one. Bedard, these are a lot of good players. 2 means something, but you can look inside this range for these guys and play them. And I think Roberson has a 1. So if that's not good enough for you, say you want to go get somebody a bad defense, like that's going to be my choice. Okay, so who's playing some bad defenses? You still see Connor Bedard, you see Cole Caulfield, you see the Carolina boys, you see Cutta in the cut. Eichel might be playing, Celebrini, Larkin. I mean, there's just opportunities, right? But like I said, 2.4, I don't usually go under, but if everything adds up, you're fine. But see, that team goal force isn't good. Like I say, Dallas versus Colorado. Colorado is a different team on the road versus at home, though. So at that price, you got to consider that. But like I say, look at the finisher, 99. You go that route. There's different ways to look. And like I say, you can always look at the player card, see if they have a move, and shop around lines. But look at Bedard, N equals 57 at almost 60%. Well, you're still going to play that because that's still, what's plus 120? It's still about 15, 14 something percent EV, and if you're shopping around, you still get that. So that's the basics of goals. Goals are better played solo. I think the advantage is playing the higher odds with the more opportunities being hit. Keep in mind the columns that are most important are right after it. It is a confidence gate, so you are more successful with higher confidence ratings, even with a profile. So when you combine the both, that's usually when you should smack it. So you're like, okay, this guy's confidence pretty high, like 88 or better, or maybe even 87 or better, right? But now this profile's popping. Dude's a high IXG. Dude, team's giving up shots. Team's defense ass. This team's hot. Boom, combine it together. Dude shooting, right? Shot on 10 percentage is going crazy. He's going ham. Dude hasn't scored in a minute. All that moves up to a perfect play. Look at the odds, decide if you think that play is worth those odds. More than likely it is. That's when you pull the trigger. Use it as a solo. Like I say, sometimes like Cole Caulfield and some of these other ones, maybe Cutter in the Gutter. Maybe that's like a three-leg parlay. But other than that, I think that's the best way to take goals, assists, and points. The tank point, fortress points should be your anchors. And then something like goals and DPS tanks when I get to that video. That's going to be more of your popping for your parlay if you want it to reach certain odds when you get a percentage to get some EV on it. So, yeah, so that should be goals. Pretty self-explanatory. Like I say, I'll have all the tips on there, but please use this odd thing. It'll start out like this. You just click it, and I hope you compare the DPS bars. Like I said, I do keep it the DPS bars. This is really calculated, data-driven damage that I just have is exposed as a video game damage bar, and you just really compare it to those odds with goals, and that should help you get to where you need to get to.